Good evening, everyone. Welcome to BISP Solution. BISP is a tech company which provides technical solutions across the world. So today we will talk about the business rule. Here in the business rule, what things which earlier we have discussed. Uh, we will just revise the things. Here the travel expense forecast. So the travel expense forecast which we have done yesterday. So now we have to do the trend based planning. In trend based planning, we will do travel expense forecast. So yesterday we identified the particular drivers actually which we have to use for the PBCS. Now in the travel expense forecast, there is a trend which we have to identify. On the basis of it, we have to do the forecasting. So travel and expense forecasting. Here is the current month plus one. Forecasting generally done for the next month. So here the particular period like the January 24 sorry, we have to change. If we are taking the previous example, but this example is for forecasting. I'm changing it from this month. Yeah, so this is January 25. It's about upcoming month. So we have to do the forecasting. Here the mode of travel. If we are traveling by bike, so the particular distance is 30 and distance from both sides is 60 kilometer around. Fuel unit price is 106 and number of kilometer travel in a month is 25. So the total fuel required, it would be 21 liter, because if there is 60 kilometer is a mileage of one bike, so we have to calculate it on the basis of formula. Here the monthly travel expense which we have identified 2650 and the approved budget is 4000. So the current year actual average, actual and forecast. Current year actual average. So here the actual things is in the January, February, March and April month. The actual things which here is a 2544 is the travel expense of Jan month. So here is the actual expense of Feb month, and this is the March month, and here the April month, this is the actual. But if we want to find it the upcoming month, so we can do the average. We can adopt the trend for finding the upcoming months of expense, travel expense. So here we have applied the average formula. This is done just because of the average formula. Here the equals to average, and we are taking the particular cell here, the Jan to April months of sale, and when we took it, the resultant figure, the outcome which came here is a 2411.5. So the same thing would be here and there also. So the October month, Suppose have to do the forecasting. So we are doing the same thing here, but but here the actual things which we have filled also. Now the average is taken also here also. So the forecasting, for the purpose of forecasting, this is actually a trend. We can see here, this is actually a trend, and by adopting this trend till the September month, when we have to forecast the October month of travel expense. So for this, what we have to do, we will first select that figure. We will select the September month of figure, and then we have to multiply it 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus actually 1 plus the rate, that is the rate D20. So so the formula would be September month of expense multiplied by 1 plus inflation rate. So when we apply that particular formula here, so the resultant figure would come on the basis of it. Here you can see the exact formula here. Here the previous month of sale multiplied by 1 plus D20 is a particular rate which we can see. And same formula we will apply here and there. On the basis of it, we can get the resultant figure. Now we have to see the forecast. We have to see the forecast. So for the purpose of forecasting, this is the inflation rate by the month. Like in this month 5.50, and gradually it's increasing and decreasing also. So for this we will apply the formula of inflation. We will adjust the inflation here, like equals to, this is the sale E24, it is the sale, this is the sale here, and multiplied by 1 plus 1 plus the inflation rate. Yes, here the inflation rate. So this is the actual expense multiplied by 1 plus inflation rate, which would be there here. So when we multiplied it, the resultant figure would be the same, and the same thing which we have to do here. So this is actually the trend based planning. Here the actual trend which we have to implement for this purpose. And the project projected travel expense would be on the basis of sum E. Here you can see the sum is E11 to P11, mean Jan to this December month. So when we took all months of sum, then we will get the resultant figure here. So you can see the actual example of trend based, how actually the trend work here in travel expense. These are three four expense, and on the basis of it we bring we firstly took the average, and then we adjusted the particular inflation here also. We projected our travel expense. This is 4 plus 8. 4 plus 8 means 4 month actual and 8 month of forecast. 4 month actual and 8 month of forecast. This is actually the actual and forecast. And the same thing we could say it's a seeding forecast. The process of seeding the forecast data would be the same here, and the current year actual average. We could we could do we could do so on the basis of this thing, like 1 month, not 1 month, two 2 month of actual and 10 month of forecast, 3 month of actual and 9 month of forecast. Generally it's quite difficult when we have to find 11 month of forecast and 1 month of actual. So it's quite difficult, but this combination is quite good as compared to current month is April, date is. So now we are actually getting the thing, like how the combination of actual and forecast generally uh, generally do when we found. This is actually the trend based planning, and the travel based planning. We have done the basic of it, like how the actual budget and the approved budget, and how the variance would come. So the same thing which we have actually observed in this batch file, I could say. uh, yes, here I am just drag it here so that I could see the exact data which are hidden under it. I think there could be some data also here. Yeah. So this is actual the process which we can do here. Direct data and travel expense. Suppose we are there is one employer, current employer, who is doing job in ABC company. Their salary is in their range, and they got new job offer. It's 24,000. Increase in travel expense. Their travel expense would increase by 858, difference due to the change of employer. Gain or loss 3142 1936. Salary increment by 20%. Here the increase in traveling expense 6,000 difference due to the change of employer. By bike or by car. Direct data input. Here the types of expense is the actual expense or the budgeted expense, and the variance would be quite differ. The electricity expense is actual expense 1700 and the budgetary expense 1500. So the variance would be here also. So the variance is a actual and budgeted. When we will get when we will reduce the budgeted data from actual, so the variance would come. It could be the positive and or negative. So this is known as budgeted data. So here in the travel expense forecast, uh, here the distance from home to office. This example which we have revised now. Here we will come to the next sheet. Here the example which we will discuss in upcoming session. Till here which we have done, now we have learned 3-4 things. I will open the notepad here so that we can write the what things which we have done. Yes, so we will delete this thing so that we can get the figure here. Yes, now we will write in the under the trend based planning what things which we have covered. Here under trend based planning, the things which we have done. Travel expense planning, travel expense planning. So in the travel expense planning topic which we have covered, driver based, trend based. Today done we done the trend based planning. So under the trend based planning, what things which we have done? we will write it. Yeah, so in this trend based planning, uh, we can do we can write, mm, firstly we understood the averaging concept, averaging or setting forecast, setting forecast, adjusted inflation. Third thing is also same, like we could say adjusted inflation setting predicted outcome. These three things which we have done now. Yes. So these things which we have covered in our trend based planning. Now we will minimize it, and we will now stop this session. Tomorrow we will continue our session. If you have any query, then you can feel free to ask me. And the topic which today we have covered, which we have understood, uh, I hope you have cleared all the things now. Thank you so much for your participation. Thank you so much for your support, for your understanding. Now I am going to close the session. That's it for today. Thank you. Now I am closing.